Hey, it's Michael J. I'm getting ready to help my coworker Heather Christensen teach her theater arts class. I'm here in the theater, which is weird because we've been teaching from home, but I need some space to do some demonstration about pantomime. And so all of her kids are at home, she's at home, and I'm here in the theater, and we're going to do this on Microsoft Teams in terms of connecting everybody. So it'll be interesting. I had sound trouble, so I'm rebooting my computer to see if we can get the sound to work. This sometimes happens.
I definitely... Hey, Mr. Jackson, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Hooray!
I hate that thing that I can't have to reboot almost every time I do this.
Yeah, I noticed when I joined it said that my camera wasn't working at first. I'm like, oh, great. But...
I'm in the theater.
You're in the theater. The actual theater with pretty lights and everything.
I look very bright, don't I? Because I have this light right.
You look radiant, darling. Radiant.
Glowing.
Glowing. In sort of a, nuclear power station meltdown kind of way.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. Here we go. Now, we could just show that we're walking by marching along, right? And we would all know that we're walking, but there's a little more finesse, a little more elegance to it, and it's more like the idea of what would happen if you were walking on a treadmill. In an old movie, like in the 40s, that they wanted some scenery where they couldn't be, they might have the actor walk on a treadmill and have a projection of the moving scenery behind them in the old days, rather than being on location. And so think of that treadmill. What does your foot do? Well, when you walk, your foot goes out first, your heel hits the floor, your weight shifts, your back foot raises to the toe, and then your knee comes forward, and your foot cocks up, and your heel hits again, and you hit the floor. Okay, right? That's what happens in slow motion as I just go, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what's happening, okay? So how do we do that walking in one place like we're on a treadmill? Well, you reach forward. Now you're going to cheat a little because the heel gets in the way. But just for the sake of argument, your heel's coming down, your foot's laying flat on the floor, and you pull it. As you pull it, this knee cocks forward so it can reach. And then the heel comes down and you pull, and as you do that, this knee comes forward. And then again, so then I use my natural arm movement that you would when you walk, and you have this great effect of walking along like you would in life. Instead of just, right, which is just marching in place. This is like walking. And you get the sense of reaching forward, which is what we do when we walk. Okay, so opening the door is something you do every day. The one thing I want you to do when we're done today is actually go to your bedroom door and observe life. How your hand feels opening that door, how it feels to reach around the other side and close it. All of these things that I'm going to do right now are something you do every day, but I always find students have the hardest time doing this in pantomime, which is hilarious, but also you wonder why, because we do it all the time. So I can come up to the door and go, oh, here's the door. Where's the door handle usually? It's usually here. So I'm going to turn the door handle, which has mass. You don't grab it like a fist. There's a ball here, right? So you hold on to that ball that's the door handle, and you turn it to unlatch the door. And it's going to open inward for me. Now I could open it outward, but I have a natural hinge with my arm here. So if I think of my shoulder as kind of being the hinge, I'll be very specific about opening that door because my arm is now the door. And that helps the audience see the door, which is what we want. Now to close the door, I have to get this handle that's on the other side, the knob on the other side. I can't close it with this one because my arm would get chopped off in the closing of the door, right? So I'm going to grab it from here, the other side of the door, let go. Once I grab it, I can let go because this hand being here helped me know where that door handle was. If I let go early, I might grab it in the wrong place. So I'm holding here, I grab here, and I close it. And about the same arm movement is going to give you the effect of closing it where it was. You don't want the door to move 3 feet this way, or to be 2 here. It has to, the hinge was over here, so it's going to close like this. And you want to give it a little jerk, like it latched into place. If you just kind of do it like mush, it looks like mush. But if you do it real specific, then you see it close, right? And now I'm, of course, and we're not going to go through this today, but just to show you, now that I'm in this room, oh no, I'm trapped in the box. I can't get out of the box. Where's the light? Oh, it's up there. I can see. I'm going to grab that door handle right where I left it. It can't now be over here or up here or up here. It's right where I left it. Open it up. I have to grab it from this side to close. I go back outside and close it. And again, my shoulder is the hinge.
The physical door, I realize that sometimes when I close it, I'll put my hands like on the wood part of it. In like when you're miming, can you do something like that? Like touch the
yes, because yes, if you wanted to, that would help establish the flatness of the door, and that is a real thing we do. So especially if you want to make sure it's really tightly closed, you might push on it, like it gets sticky, and you go, right? That's great. It's just you have to remember where that hand goes if you ever go back to it, because every time you do something, you establish it as being there.
Thank you.
All right. Shall we have a few people? Here we go. The Cup of Fate.
Actually, let's start walking forward, and that'll put us sideways for picking the flower. It make more sense on camera. Okay, so we're walking forward. Walking forward, a few steps. We're going to turn the corner. We're sideways now, and we go, a flower. We reach down and we pluck. Give it a good snap. Smell it? Oh, it wilts. Pull it back up. Smell it? Oh, it wilts. Pull it back up. Stretch it to make it stay. It stays. Surprise face. Smell? Love it. Put it in my lapel and walk on down the street. Turn another corner. Okay.
All right. Okay. You've got about 1 minute to practice this one. This one's a little longer, so take 1 minute, see if you can practice the flower routine, and then we'll see what we got.